رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ به من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وبعد. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أجدي فويدا الله سسى أنانسو ودي ينقى أتيني داسوكا أتياسفوهم يينا يا أكامفونو أسرنا موا سرو تومفو نيانكوبون سɛ obɛhu yɛ mmɔbɔ na de aka gyidiefo nkremofo ɛmapa no ɛho gyidiefo sɛ atiefo na ahwɛfoɔ anim sɛ nansɛ yɛyɛ marriage in Islam kyerɛ sɛ nkremosom mu awadeɛ na ɛho nhyehyɛeɛ ne gyina berɛ ne nkyerɛkyerɛ ɛwɔ al-Islam ɛmuom na ba na ware asɛm ɛwɔ nkremosom mu a deɛ yɛ adodoɔ no ɛde kasa tia al-Islam baakɔ ɛyɛ kɔmhyɛni Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam na wadia ɔware na Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala anha tiɛ na yɛ dedicate ɛne program yi ne de ahyɛ komisheni awade ɔware na Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala anha no na Aisha di mfie sɛn na mfie na wadi no adan ɛwɔ nsɛm bi wɔ ho ana nsɛm na wɔ ho no animdie mu no ɛne wiase research die na kyerɛ fa saa nneɛma no ho sɛ wiase biribi saa kɔɔsoɔ na yɛ nkramofoɔ nkwa na ɛyɛ anasɛ na yɛ wiase su a na ɛwɔ hɔ nom a ɛyɛ wia obiara yɛ bie na nyɛ ɔhaw na ama na nyɛ problem saa mmerɛ no na nne na ebi abɛyɛ problem a yɛbɛhyɛ saa nsɛm yi edi kan no komhyɛni Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam na Aisha tu komhyɛni ware no na Aisha saa mmerɛ no wadi mfie nsia yɛ consumate awadeɛ nte sɛ wɔn bɛtena asa warefo no wadi mfie nkron nti yɛ amanfoɔ dwen sɛ na mfie nsia paa deɛ sɛ ɔyɛ akwala ketewa wu na ba ne sɛn ɛna yɛ ware akwala a wadi mfie nsia nti ma ahadith ɛba fa ho no yɛ nipa ne bi kura wɔ ha a wɔn yɛ nkremofoɔ a ɛnam nsɛm amanfoɔ kanti wɔn de wɔn ka sɛ da bi wɔn nyin de sɛ na yɛ mfie nsia nom so 18 na de akeka ho ne mu al-Islam mu no ɛyɛ no kra yɛ wɔrɔ ya ta gitu mu sɛ saa mmerɛ na Aisha tu yɛ mfie nsia Sahih al-Bukhari hadith nguma emu no ɛtɔ 3894 Sahih Muslim mu hadith ɛtɔ 1422 nana Aisha radhiyallahu ta'ala anha an kasan Obama niya wa satazawwajani an-nabiy sallallahu alayhi wa sallama wa ana bintu 6 sinin wa sukum shani Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallama wa amiya no na me yes mfie nsia abayu amadi mfie nsia wa se nemum ya antena se warefo ko hadith na wi ya fa as lamatni ilayhi wa ana yawma idhin bintu 9 sinin wa se ومانتنا this would be 9 سنين ودي 9 years أنسانا ودينا كوسو صحيح مسلم سوسان تزوجني النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وأنا بنت 6 سنين وبنى بي وأنا بنت 9 سنين وسيكم شنو عننا ويا انفينسيا ودينا properly ومتنا يا أمران ويا انفين كرون صحيح يا مسلم حديث ننسو أموالنا na ɛyɛ amanfo dwen sɛ na saa fi mfie de ne sɛ no yɛ akwala kete yo me pacho and research wiase research animdiefoɔ wana man hwehwɛ mu yɛ ne so ɔmsɛ saa mmerɛ no mfie no wana man mfie no ekura wana na ɛnkyerɛ akwala proper research ɛnyɛ muslim sources akura animdie mu ɛna wiase research ne nimdie kyerɛ sɛ saa mfie nsia mfie nkoron saa mmerɛ no na ɔba yɛ ready na wayɛ developer wie na waduru ne mpani mfie nso wɔtumi yɛ ba ama ɛma ne yɛ yie and ever share research works a what do I cast answer manual and said yes at you your professor baako a wagye din wɔ wiase ɛnɛ wɔnyɛ ne baabi akoro Professor Neil Postman, no, a former professor at the New York University. What you're going to New Year's or to the disappearance of childhood. The disappearance of childhood. Professor Neil Postman, I was saying, you know, one so common sense of war. Omota Omoshenya so mahodo no pesa enema we same bi no normally cancer. Na reho asem ne so omo me common sense kala. Ke was say omo ye nimdiefo one ma bring one mu nimade. Sabi your research one o man research wa don so betima wuram no ahwe nema. But one mo kan di ni ko da ni mo no sabi onye obi e we wasunya ngoma. Wonimade. Enye sanka meka kire so onkope Neil Postman ngoma yi no one kan nyoma bi kakra. Ena ye ba poto nyoma ni bi na ya kire ase insha Allah ta'ala. Neil Postman or a professor we free mu October 5th bosome October mu 2003 and we free mu. Ngoma na wa kire o ngoma hodo but we no wa kire 1994 the disappearance of childhood. Na waka ansem bi wo mu a very significant me quote no kakra ni a kire ase Neil se tete no one ma brabo mo no na nte se na wiase na schools ni ho na primary schools ti na ye oral world na te se de Africa ye na na no tete ye da announce sem na bakwasem ye kakasa na ye de tete ngola no na ye sukuru asem was in an oral world there's not much of a concept of an adult and therefore even less of a child was a samere no mo no mu ni ene de ye dwen say adolescence and as a teenage teenagers no mu akwala from 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 years old so ya akwala tenema bi wa se na bibi sara ni ho enti one ma ages na ye sha ye fan so wo me yankwala no wa se na enye sara and that is why in all the sources or se na santi no o hwe sources ahodo na ye de kotet no kote one ma no yomase no ages ase ni afa one man shisha ye no na yate ase just a research no one finds that in the Middle Ages childhood ended at age 7. We a Neil Postman no ngoma no obo amane ye ngoma ye to no din the disappearance of childhood was set no no kra de wan kwa ti bebre of our Middle Ages kra de se enuru commissioni Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam no mpenso obi a wasunya de biara kakra we wiase onim se the Middle Age no and I said the medieval period na akosubro na kan wo no I shall say from the late 5th century to the late 15th century santem ho na ye fe the Middle Age from the late 5th century to the late 15th century to the Renaissance no ano na akosubro na kan Middle Age sa America na commission mo no ba kokra bebre kwa o se sa America na ye Middle Age no Postman ebo amane no or professor or se even samre no a no kra awani mu kakra no or se akwala ka se akwala emfie ni twa 7 years we are about hundreds of years before commission no abrabot ampenso because commission if we are say and 1450 plus the Middle Ages no more no say na childhood ended at age 7 and we be say why 7. So I said because that is the age at which children have command over speech. At age 7, and then me children ya this yana ya kind of education and share that structure na ma onipa ya kwala che. And yes Sarah was at age 7 psychologically akwala samra no hunu kasa osunya kasa said ya kasa and she ti ohunu nyinara. They are able to know all the secrets of the tongue. Or say the santi akwala do sa age 7 no especially samra no a what kasa bebu ne secret abebu sema ne ahinta sema wakasa mu ne sade ye hihya asema biara no what yase timika ne yese de safata mu. They can say and understand what adults can say and understand. Sa amere no enkwala no sa amere no de mpanimfo timika no matiase wo makabitiase ma ne yiye na nyamfom so kra. They are able to know all the secrets of the tongue, which are all the only secret they need to know. And this helps us to explain why the Catholic Church and the common sense of The Neil say, Professor Neil Postman say, or send a Santina Catholic are sorry, Sambre Crampono. Almost set designated age 7 as the age of the difference between right and wrong. Almost set 7 years, and when a year in Fiapoledra, when you we a kama, we a papa, we a bonny, when we some fata, and Gramosoma ye kind of sin with them years 7 years. And yes, so Mamma and I say, Cremoni were body 7 years, I was so shall see a children and pie boss alayo. Commissioner say, Moru abna akum besala. Was a mention of Manaso, one of my sala have now sub Emma women views. Enti a current church of Crampono, Samarano, no more so the age 7 no na to one. Say, I call her Drusan Fiena, no, just the age of reason. Imagine a beer with him also. We a baby papa, we nya papa, we safata, we in some fata. And also, it also helps us to explain why until the 17th century, or say, and also, never yet a senior children, we are such as a bepim the 17th century, no, or say a bepim samarano. The words used to denote young adults, young males, could refer to men of 30, 40, or 50 years. Or say, if you are some 50 years ago in the 17th century, no more young adult will be when you be 30, 40, 50 years. Nisantin or say, words na kasabite said there was no word in French, German, or English for a young male between the ages of 7 and 16. It is no more German kasa say, French kasa and English Anglo-Saxon, Agosibru England kasa no woman ni kasa where that woman the ma abemu awedi from 7 to 16, 17, 18. No many asempo the fresh ID, you know. And the word child expressed kingship. And to a moment no makasa akwala na chere abusunyasem. Asuma si bani, asuma si akwala ni na chere abusunya ofiri mu na enchire mfie, not an age. But most of all, the oralism of the Middle Ages. Postman said that just the Sisu Crane say, Sam Redon and Namso one the Sunya Suku assembly and your professional training be a renny ho, deny a casa, announces some a car back or some children, your children, Juma with you, no Siano. Or says Sam helps to explain why there were no primary schools. The oralism of such ages, no. Sam Redon said, no, but no Minisukura said. And also for no me here so primary school be one for where biology determines communication. One moment no we pedua no baby enyi na duru no na kire se wanyi no utimi hu no kasa utimi cancer. Enti na ye kura pa bibi manyimu e kwa ba kwasem no bebre mu abehu se en na wi asa nke be kasa nkwala nkete ye de wo ya ahemfo e wo bebre mu. And you say there's no need for such schools because no one here schools. And the medieval way of learning is the way of the oralists. What must say no mother child and say ye casach and colano who were machine Africa and it occurs essentially through apprenticeship and service, what we now call on the job training. Or some of the na aqualanos where yabayua or shall mamiase. Ma many yanon another apprentice will see you manufacture or my mentor. And if you are the yono, will see ye children na mamre na mani ye no ye de kasa na eye nti wo ye no no pass ba bi wo fom na ye children to on the job training sana samre no mo bo mo bera nemo ante se and was if a medieval child got to school so almost samre no kwala no say ye na wias na ko ko suku a and na ye abrabo yi mu na ko be ko school a enfie na okura won ma ye dwen se ye nkwala wo me ye nkwala anti no and Kobeko school and he would have begun as late as age 10. And can be 10 years no because na 10 years no yeah handman Kobeko tertiary institutions probably later he would have lived on his own in lodges almost 10 years no beti matna wono nko atena yamfa say hostel mu abobra in towns so beti mafiri no kura wo mu akoba from far from his family. It would have been common for him to find in his class adults of all ages. Now, one more summer na akwala 10 years on baby anka na class awo better na hia de no. Me pata anka mpanimfo a wo menfie aka eye dodoa
omo ma chen 50 16 nyina to say university once emfie ne nya baako anko betima tena the same classroom do ma sunyade enti mele se sa suna ene ye de ye pese ye de ye tebia ye wo mu ene edu susu tetefo no oda kwani bi ma yefra bi presentism so ye hwe ene subai ene tebia ye wo mu ene abrabo wiase wo mu ene ye pese ye de judge wanam abrabo samre no abraba no wo mu me pa so oya na sanso a obefom yie pa enti wanam ya amrepi no wanam panya meso the common sense of one I want to pick some of these things non the akasem the country mo so me hye fa wade ho yi de na che se e wo se ye hye sansem no ne ye chirechire mu se de ese fata in fact the newi ase kra ye dwen se ya kwa ye nimu research ya kwa ye nimu pa no kra amaman ya ye dwen so o so very advanced no kra no wo me da so wo san hye no wo mu mra nubo in 2014 Pew Research Center English approach US United States of America dia wo betimi akọ check ye ka say gra no wo betimi find out Google PEW www.pew now the research source one word .org/fact one research bi o me David Michael and Alexandra Sandstrom and o me o say child marriages in US now research work no the omo hu ne say say in 2014 kra no enkoa no 57,800 minors mayuwa nkuma individuals under 18 years were legally married in the United States legally married in the other US children under 18 years wama ware eye legal nso mfomo mera US pa abaywa under 18 waware nso mfomo mera were legally married in the United States. Now one research and one say of those marriages 55% were between an underage girl abaywa so be 18 years and an adult man. Now then you obema wanyini ono wabro 18 okokra and abaywa wondu 18 years. The two me be wiasefo ne ye wiasensem aye na nya atwemwamu as recent as 2016 2014 equal 2016 and a research week you omedi hojumedi but California crowd drama bi esi wo California state no mo sem na wamo mpenimfo ni bi apushi se yansesa no yenye ne se abaywa na so nduru 18 years even judge ntimi ma consent ma yente kira wade no Chronicle US Chronicle San Francisco Chronicle July 7th 2017 article no ya Jill Tucker and a chire was the effort to bar child marriage in California runs into opposition no more bomb ho modern say omo ba sikwan child marriages sa no mo friend wa demo the court to anye into run into opposition we betima check www.sf San Francisco SF chronicle.com no abo /Bay Area /article / effort to bar juvenile marriages in California 2017 ade wa e be case wo San Francisco California state no mo say one person mesi kwanti organizations be to say Planned Parenthood and ACLU nam say one a woman dodo nim ACLU American Civil Liberties Union woman nyina e de wo ho gi mu say da bi America pa ba bi wanyina duru yi na ye pese abaywa less than 18 timeware e wo mo mera mu nso enti wo mbesi kwan ne mo koye na anya yie enti e bia afi na wona mo di ho dwumade be pa se anya US nko even France na France de na enya nwanwa na nse yo mo mampani akoka nsem bi afa nkremo so ho na commission ho a ama world Arab countries no do e ban wo mo products no ho a kire no papa meanwhile ono current mampani no krampo wona o mo nim nya nim o pa se Google Wikipedia kwa be ma wo na yira ona na TSC a no ye ne high school teacher senior high no ono no current mampani Emmanuel Macron ye 15 years na maame no enam 40 39 40 no che no 24 years no ono no ehihye ho no ye na mpana ema ye pamo maame no fi school ena oba no wa no che no 24 years demo ye ka komsheni abakose na ye na Khadija che ne pani ana be yasem e wo yase Macron current Macron ya France mampani na ye no say so current way be 77 years wana na tie ona na hwehwe ho no ye high school teacher literature grammar no chida no ona na hwehwe ho emra na maame na aware wo emai wo enkwala ne yensa right at France currently a serious debate say because omo age limit for awade France man no at etum be ni ye sori na ye kasa wiase a unim ade na wotew wadwen din na wo na se ka wiase pa nya atwem ho France case no omo di asem no ma no ko wo Supreme Court 2015 omo Supreme Court declare say that be wo pa de wo ni age limit ema wade up to samera no opa check it www.theatlantic.com the Atlantic March 10th 2018 they publishes an article theatlantic.com/international/archive 2018 with the national France's existential crisis over sexual harassment laws na be ya onwa se case no call one Supreme Court France mu no Supreme Court no e ka say well ebe pem samre no one ni age limit for marriage to woman ntimi declare asem biara ebe ya asem papa wo France mu enti ema United Nations Conventions ahodo wo ma sign ebe ye problem e wo France mu we America me pese ye tiase ye nya background bi na ye de kan ye chire nsem yi ansa na yakofa King Henry a wo wu ya England anya bema biomom amana ni hina ebe ye ohima anase emma ahenie no wanon krampo ma wade ye dodo ebe kwa chire ni akohye ni ahye saa mere no na ye problem anase na nye ohaw alright and he said say etie na France kra na be pemene debate wo ho age because omnya age limit and emma United Nations Declaration of Human Rights of one or conventions are how France assign especially the Convention on Consent to Marriage, minimum age for marriage and a registration of marriage 1964 you know and then because convention is stated parties to the present convention shall take legislative action to specify a minimum age for marriage 1964 and you pass a convention France about 2018 nobody age minimum age for marriage omoja na sesa akwala na circumstances makwan na se a judge a court of competent jurisdiction makwan se won ware no onuru 18 years wam se kwan da ho betima ware France of all France enti atumi bena nipa de bi kasa na wodwen se yenua na mo common sense for na tumi ankomom sunya de kakra o nya research ne bi na mo no mo kasa bum da so ano am wasate na no yanshe samre no tetemre no eno ma ben account for one ma wade na no mo ware a wo hwe maayiwa no emfie no a na yade a ewo fomo eyie pa edika abo ma ne se eye nokre eye hadithun thabitun sahih Komishani Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam na Aisha no ye 6 years consummate wo matena ye mra wo ba Madina no ye 9 years ya one more person play just o me apologetic kakro da bio na ye 18 years me pa charo ya to no en support ehia se me ko hadith nim de mu kakra nanka ehia nim wiase bia wo se run away from that bi this bia wo bia se bia wo nsunya anwoma wo nim ade enso wo nkwa anim wo enya sa eye normal ya de na wo saa mre na mu enya de a problem crampo e wo abrabom wo na de ye pese ene ye ne se ye hwe ene tebia ne situation ne su a ye wo mo ene ye pese de susu tetefo no ye ne sanso you are not being fair to the facts no your friend historical just ye pese ye use ye abrabɔ ne sesan tete abakwasɛm ɛno nso anya ade a al-Islam mu yapɛna so na yɛnhwɛ tete foɔ no su ɛne research ahodoɔ a nsɛm a ɛkafa a wɔnom ɛho ɛdi kan no saa mmerɛ no na abrabɔ no nti ma life expectancy wɔ fam wɔ the average life expectancy ɛma wɔ baa saa mmerɛ no just 34-35 years or so research approve sɛ na saa mmerɛ no ɔbaa kye wɔ wiase wakyɛ aboro so 30 years 35 wɔ so ofiri asase so enti animdie da na di sɛ saa mmerɛ no so ɔbaa na anwo ntɛm a ɛne wanhwɛ wɔ ngo bio mu yɛwɔ research ahodoɔ bebree ɛka saa asɛm no wɔhwɛ ɛyɛ nwoma soronko bi a ɛyɛ Patrick Brown ɛtwerɛ wɔsɛ why the average ancient Roman worker was dead by 30 ɛno koraa de yɛnkɔɔ to Arabia gomhyɛ ne mpɛ so no Roman Empire no mu the average Roman worker was dead by 30 years Patrick Brown ɛna kyerɛ saa article no na New York Springer ɛna published year 2015 now no watch breaking study reveal brutal realities of life in ancient Rome sam ren onipa cha broso 30-35 we free asase so di obi nipa wate sara no na just we ware 30 earlier than that na nyasem ebiom nso research then na di say due to high rates of infant mortality ne enkwala krampa ye wo conditions na wo sa brabo no monti ye wo abayowa ye wo nkwala wo no mu ntem oba bia 5 to 7 nam na nyinse be 5 to 7 dodo no na wo se eseye anase akwala no krampa ba wiasa obewuo ne santi ema no mo eware ntem se de be ombe wo ntem in any case na school asem ni ho na disua enni ho enti na wo so wan mo ware ntem no mo wo ntem wo we researcher Natalia Pickleton also growing up in Rome infant mortality and reproductive development our journal be on friend the Journal of Interdisciplinary History issue 44/1 2013 year publication no unya volume 6 page 6 no a obehu dia making say na harsh conditions na we wiase saa mera no ema oba krampo wa anwontema ne mabaye enum konso no nyinara dodo no anu mu nyina na ye infant mortality no mu wuntem nti e wo se wo odikan wo hyase e ware ntem wo no awo ntem se de bia onu nsu benya ankola ne bi entisambre no na research say political elite empanimfo na mu dimu akukuda mahemfo na mu wiase wiase nyimo wono figures no na e yade a wo mo ware mayo nkuma young girls na wiase be ka so mo ye nkola. Research said the average age of marriage for young girls ancient Rome Arabia crowd yanko Rome mukrano na oban average 14-15 waware dada legal minimum age of marriage krano at some point we Rome na 12 years me pass obi abosua de biara ampe research work bi no won hwemame na nye yetim na yeka MK Hopkins HOPKINS True research work be the population studies journal issue 18/3 na true 1965 and oko gogola obetimi anya ne bi the age of Roman girls at marriage article in the age of Roman girls at marriage was it average age 14-15 no ma ware dada the lowest 12 years onya ware ya krampa wo yache na sa na wo wiase sa abrabo no mu edi enye Arabia nko na hyase Rome nyina na wo ho Romans crampo they did not consider the age of marriage to be synonymous with the age of sexual relations nom se once again na haye se ontimi nwade se we 18 nemo from 16 na abayo na etiase peno so wanhye no so enya mo na woto no omse kwan da ho Ghana mra no Rome de no na minimum age na 12 years na emom omse sabayo na tiase peno so no wanhye no so a wama back down to 7 years. Say 7 kurano. With her consent, na the parents jutuma na kwanda ho. Me part a research work the age of consent. The Journal of Psychology and Human Sexuality. Issue 16/3. Me part ya publication no 2016. 2005 pages 29 to 30. Now publishers no mo di dwuma di ne Van L Bullock o di dwuma di ne pa o se na ya de e wo room se abayewa no age obetim di aware 12 years name age 7 me pa so adi mfie nso a na wo pe no so ne yanhye no so no me se eye ade a na ekwan da ho no obetim aware anya mfom so anya bone Omoma ya no dodoa by age 15 no your parent. Wodi mfie dunum 15 years no ya pese oya awofo wa wade a wawo. E ade na ewo ho no sa no mo de bobra. We kra de men call back to Arabia na men call commissioning penso will come there. We early Christianity. Me pastor John T. Federal or also orphans in the Mediterranean antiquity and early Christianity. Yena ye religion for no John Abel fan Acta Theologica, the supplementary issue 23, and when you published in 2016, page 33. Okay, Acta Theologica issue 23 no. John T. Ferguson said orphans in Mediterranean antiquity and early Christianity. Or said by 15 years na akwala no abaywa no oyawofo dada. Because one samre no ono no kwa na awofo afrimu. Ono no abayo na wodi 15 years no chances are that na wofo afrimu do your orphan to wan ware kra na school ni bibia ni o ye de yi to samre no so ya wofo a waware a wowo enkwala ndi etumre bi ni ye hwe tetefo no su bia o se yete sa situations yase yete wona mase wo sa kwanye so se na ya brabo a wo ma brabo mu ti no mani bia odi susu ena wiase a emfa. In fact, we do have sufficient documentation research mo say Semitic cultures no Jewish Jew fortitude sambre no na wana manuama bi say nkwala no awade no wo form pa your historian Amram Tropper AMRAM Tropper TROPPER or a great historian or trefa Jewish religious issues from antiquity tete Jewfo enuama na no ma ba ko a wo kire ye say ye research minded that teacher ye nuanam some your common sense for one among question was a children and childhood in the light of the demographics of the Jewish family in late antiquity. Open the Journal for the Study of Judaism in the Persian, Hellenistic, and Roman periods, issue 37-3, 2006 normal population of pages 332. All right. Amram Tropper asema wakan ye wase problem na wo ene wiase ne se ye no ye nhwe wan musu ne de no mo mu ene wo chire mo mempoto kakra bi wase most men would have married sufficiently late that we will no longer consider them to have been children wase emem wan de mem masa time no mo de no mo nyi ne kwani mo nti emra mo ware no ye ntimi nka na ene wiase kwampo so no mo ye enkola and also yet many women particularly in Babylonia was in a man of Dudwapa. Some a mad Dudwapa. Ewo cities I can see him companion curasi. And what Bob Babylonia teach you pa. Marry so young that today we would consider them to have been girls. Was this a man no more the one a no yasia? You because of me a my wife get just a unquala woman you need. Not women, or see intimate friend one mamma saying a year situation and not brabo you. And also the internet banner says the goal of maximizing fertility in particular must have lowered the age at first marriage, and the price of this goal is the early. And I'm saying that fertility rate was for more. One warrant one shall collab about what crap on your baby. And I'm collaborating no more console united me for the war. I that's a news and the best say and I saw wow. Na ewiase advances enkwani mu sei to wonya hwe said you see ya hwe ye no otime wuye also the santi e na age of first marriage ma e ma no na wo from pa enti no mo ware ntem said be ya o metimi awo or say we might say premature or say ne wiase because one mo nyini ye kra no mo wade or say maybe end of girlhood ne wiase samre na nka so oya just the girlhood no kwa wie wanyanya wo oba kra nie ye also for many girls adolescence was not time for fun. I say yeah, TRC yeah, TRC say. Omomre no na my yamre and I said your anidia womu 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20, I 25. Don't want to come 30. Safan, Abrabo, Yabo, and Nidia, you will never be in your horse hammer and what. No woman is happy. Education, not this year, who. Na nyafin wo course primary we akwa junior high wa senior high akwa tertiary institution bi we a pa adwuma we stabilize we securely employed we ansan wa dwena wade ho na nya sanete no many professional trainer or say rather it was a time when one was already expected to assume the full responsibilities of a mature woman as wife and mother. Was our mom abayana wanya trust 7 years pe was our shasi na oya mame oya awufo enti na Aisha beba wa mane ewo almama buda Dauda ro wa mo se age 9 mfie nkro no na omo ho no na oba samre no na adu ne mpani mfie so wa ya ba awie. In fact, Al-Imam Shafi'i ebo amane say Yemen, Greater Syria, no Gremofo ye kan Yemen. O say samre no the Greater Syria no and Jordan, Palestine, Israel, current day Yemen, Syria and Kabomo. O say sam patamu ho no na abayu a wadi 9 years. Wadu ne mpedi so be kwa wade. In fact, o say wonu hu abayu 21 years na okay, Sierra Alam no Alma Zahabi ngoma abayu 21 years na owo nana e wo wiase na ba abayu anso awo do wo nana ba e wo wiase because of said the normal system na STM entina wan mabrabo ne ya brabo enye pe ne santina omo circumstances ne circumstances nya pe nti wode ye de susu a ebe bono entina bioarchaeologist bi ya kasa bioarchaeologist one man archaeologists are almost the skeletal remains of tetefo no when many pedia na aka no almost no they are determined what ages or sex or gender na enwema bi akeka ho the bioarchaeologist bi to say Mary Lewis or your research no kan say ye na enkwala no won nkwala anyepe ene wiase de ye frɛ won ma enkwala no ena samre no won ma ne ye frɛ won nkwala anyepe was it the article the archaeology of children perspectives from biological and forensic anthropology New York Cambridge University Press 2009 and a publishing a page a 4 ubenya sa ensema make yi ewom ma me archaeologist a year oba Mary Lewis or say no matter what period we are examining or say childhood is more than a biological age. Or say childhood and calamrena and you just in physical make you say, that's why I like it with you, Debbie. But a series of social and cultural events and experiences that make up a child's life. Ya trip ya mamre ya money and your master son first and then Tessara. Nina kabum ya dream say we ya kwala so ye penmu. Or say the time at which these transitions take place varies from one culture to another and has a bearing on the level of interaction children have with their environment. So I'm reno or musunu or mobile or environment. A wunsun so or muswa and then yasabra boy be. And the Osha Mame be Nancy Tales or no so a year will be a wawedar biological and psychological fitness and who wants them. Homer said to me, I'm says Hamre non qualano when my age near the end anyape. Was and then the agent said, you got 9 years, 10 years, Sam Renoir. Omni Pedian better say ye. Yan, I want to share a story about Anabi Adam, near Adam soup, no former rather the born. And then the power staff from the intimate who yes, was obey 10 gram more. One more form on an tea, then ye be. And the age 10, 11, 12, and room, and my wadiano. Man, you say, and no banner or course primary school when you do chess and not my assembly. They be, and yes, her age and they be no normal do idea. Normal age and I was solely a pam, and they see an hackle and an answer tells. One article, said the bioarchaeological investigation of childhood and social age, problems and prospects. What the Journal of Archaeological Method and Theory, issue 15 to 2018, publishing on page 203. One more academia more do. Say and kwala sam ranwa. And you might know from near the end. So much of the tension in the investigation of age in the past. And then the attention about your cow ages or Mumfia new crowd. Or Samreno, or say the entire it arises from the assumption that we can link biological to social age. Yeah, perception say a cap age and 12 years, 9 years. Near they drink, said the narcolati to or momodian, social settings. Said the normal quala, no almost sooner near the end and yape to normal the one to say Adam Muslim question. Or say the product of the current limitations of osteological methods for age estimation in adults, and that using biological developmental standards for aging results in the construction of artificial divisions of social and mental development between these categories. One more Mirano said the abrabosity, no matter and Tatia no moon form, and said the year the energy and your penty, ya per se, ya dear, no quatua modia, so yana answer, and you're right. And in I shall be boa mania. So one who only or so only or drew in penny fear, so none of 4 young cream for that. Nana I shall write what sooner be the wood and move. Nana I shall Obama yes on Cosara was so no or drew in penny fear. Now for your Alislam. Some reasons know him in Fion Crum. That is a ombre about what drew in penny fear so 9 years. Sooner near be the wood hadith on woman at also 4,933 a woman. Na I say Rawaya nam waka krananka me pese me chane tiawa wa ana ibnu ma chane too much wasaf nana Aisha said تزوج النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وأنا بنت 7 أو 6 سنين فلما قدمنا المدينة أتينا نسوة وارن نو 6 to 7 wan mo ba Madina na oye 9 years ene ye de ma emma bi na hwade o 9 years no bu nsa ma ne yi samra do wase ada ye de ne be ko be ma na nchen krampo na o wasa wabu nsa wiya no nti ye de no anase e ya aba no oko ya nsa bu ne ba ye no so fakultu hiya ya ba wo aba nti Abu Dawud be kata ai tanafastu to se nsa bu mu jana aba no fa idha fihi niswa min al-ansar wase ansar maamefo mpenifo na omanim obabu nsan enyo entete wase de no fam omo be fa no koye enum ka sa alal khair wal baraka msanya hwe yenhyira ya adom waduru mpenimfi yesu at 9 years wo mse nipa bi be ka so enne emayo ne bi duru sa but from experiences no mo maturity wo from ayenokre but enokra ampo research prove say enna no ye adusua ne ye ntete ye bia ye ma enkwala mayowa no na ye ma ne nyinara ne adusua nti na ma enne nipa ne benyini biological ne nipa aduane be ready oba na obe abaya ne bebu nsa but na atwene mu nya mie ne nipa aduane nya nduru se anka obeware ye yemremu research prove say ye ntete ye na enwema ba ye die ne enuru aya no mo na de sa enwema na ebra ye researcher Cheresa no edoso ma me ma wo ba ku bia Peter Clarkman and Mark Hansen say evolution, development and timing of puberty, trends in endocrinology and metabolism, issue 17-1 2006 page 10 na wama se bia wo poto na emu odu papa one must say for the first time in our evolutionary history onipa dania yemfie die ne nipa duane die ne hote ne ho ne nso te no for the first time onipa ba konsem mu no biological puberty in females significantly precedes rather than being matched to the age of successful functioning as an adult so no oba ne nipa duane eduru se waye ba obu ne nsa ye bibia na emom no ne maturity entime match system na ekura ni peduano say biological puberty in females significantly precedes the nip abayo ne nipa duane eye set so oye ba sabi obebu nensa sabi ne mpokua ne bibia tira so oye ba enne no bantem rather than being matched to the age of successful function as an adult essence first tete no answer na we nyina beba na ne nipa duane no su nimfie ne na structure na form na adwene nyina abie kodu so otimi ya openi or ya ba mua ɛna no obebu na nsa so no da so ya ba yiwa ketwa. And was almost this mismatch between the age of biological and psychosocial maturation constitutes a fundamental issue for modern society. Or say, and a sad discrepancy, sad difference, na be ya brabo mu a buy one nipadua ne bɛbɛn a wabu ne nsa wɔyɛ ba and 12 years, 11 years, ya wɔ mayo omubu, vari ya 9 years. Research prove ya will be wɔ hɔ. We share na anka wanyine, but onuru sɛ ɔbɛyɛ ba, but nipadua no so yɛ set. Bɛma di no ho agora asɛm aba. Ne mom wo hwɛ ne structure na form ne na adwen kranta onuru onyine nu sɛ ɔbɛyɛ ɔba mua. Sɛ bi wontime nware. Say a problem and the research approve say yeah modern issues here was a problem tetano na ntesa and omoma solutions and as omachre di enti etesara say our social structures have been developed in the expectation of longer childhood, prolonged education and training. Yeah no and no abrabon say the structure no mano ama your system na nkasa ama ye nipadua no kwampoma ye enkwala che addition so boa ya addition school obekọ ahodo training job adwuma trainings ahodo obekọ aboa aye ne nipadua na masese ne nipa no ye ma ye nkwala asem che and later reproductive competence and ye nyinu ko ye nima ansa na ye timi settle down na ya warefo na yetimi awo nkwala o say this emerging mismatch sa ade ya ye nipadua no anka yemfie ni ya adwene ni yesu ne wose ekọ enko yie no creates fundamental pressures on contemporary adolescents and on how they live in society. Or say the pressure to emabu no so e wa brabo mu ntu be hu say especially your mama you wan hormones we ni nipadua na kira so wa be wa ye ba nipadua na ntu na be hu ene junior high students or one pena senior high students or a boyfriend or a girlfriend primary sex cry bi wo ho was ni nipadua na cancer mchire na so wanyini ono so ne mfie kura no and the kind of education and training so also of mu a ansa no ya adult mu ya responsible adult no system no enya nduru enti how a ene psychologists human psychologists woman ya bra mo hwe ekwan be ne be fa so aso anu enya sadache be hayen tete no akwala no nya bu no nsa no ansa na no kwampo na adwema bi no form na structure kra hu na ye maame mu ya oye wo ba wanyina du ne mpani mfie so a na bibia ne ye set for sa no rule no sa adult entina ye wa no sa amre no na nya hawo ene ye wa no sa na e be a problem enti aya no krese onset of puberty does not make someone an adult and today obetime bu ne nsa ne bo onya adult but sa amre no this same judgment does not apply to people of the past teteno na ntesara nimo enano ye presentism ye can't presentism and say ye hwe anesu ne de akwoto tetefo no so eno so ye disregard of facts to say in fact tetefo said the normal tie ne enye intellectual honesty in fact is no ye intellectual embarrassment nimo mienu anamo common sense of yi one yes I research on tiasi akura no wo de kan wo man ne bedi a kira no no ka tese na adwene ono na adwene mfa di o masa na na transfer na modi nkoma enko right demom wase ekire mu na nipa ne bi ti won mo ho asiem enti tetefo no wo musu na ekura won mo nti na yade e wo ho no na o hye some anti-Islamic websites in Libya, ya omu use sansemi against incremos no ma quote a hadith be out of context. No more they ka commission worry apala abaywa ketwa. Me pass your call back bebre benya bi okin harry money nara. Your call back bebre wo honma na ye a year a wo honma. Now one ma no me who website ba ko bi no mo say oh but Aisha no cramp say na wanyina or to me function as an adult and yes oh dolls and toys bi anu use so oh and my baby wo ha obekọ oba wanyini 35 years dem na mpa ho no den o wono doll bi a wode asi ho o na yi bi a wode asi ho na eno na nkyira hye ena research kra prove say tetefo no na wo mo carry sa anuyoma na wono a wanyini na eno ye maame no wo ne de eda ho ne mo wɔde yɛ adwuma wɔagya hama ne mma nti Lord really key na adwuma bi a wɔyɛ yɛ ɔsɛ not merely child's play, creating a historical archaeology of children and childhood, or children were children and material culture, and watch the set for normal artifacts are hot wa. Mamma Nankasa and Gola Brim were useful, no transfer the Amanama. And the Ahadis be a just Nana Aisha, teach you commission court a book, a buy, no war a dime beer, a year or one the toys and the dolls, woman, and no answer that said we didn't do in penny fierce one. To win me and simply be what happened. I was a yeka and some not yentiasie. And Cremosono and yet against Enquala and encourage immorality, a soma moral values of our woman. He and perfidel, ye yansama and some fata. Only penny be how one ten your manas. And now, Sabi in addition, so for more. And yes, you from the addition for more. Or not so persuade speaking about religion, or no grandpa religion. We need professional training. We need research. And once a war casa. And I know almost hang a small man gun. Almost hard drink. The more accounts were, I'm so no one use hard drink. Also, near this year be yara. To wait a just episode I did Nana I is in fear no. Our the worry commission Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And a Sam Reno, Subanga ne Wahonum and Tetia ne Yasa Sam Rene, nay a general issue, limited to Arabia, ne war room, ne were Jewish communities, nay a dear ne a war Sam Reno. Now, Wabia was seen the question I research in him say, Sam Rene ye and Yepe, and you baby assassin, even human development. Said you were nipa, ye nipa diano, net yes, Amere, ne said ye developer and ne assassin. Engineer Sam a Juma na Wama Johnson and Colasa at a year. What am I ye ma and there will be wouldn't you? And ne Okasa Cola and Nantifu Kumasi KJT Uncle University. You can say Charlie, but all molest I know how I found you. No Sam Rene normal or Beconso or and Hano now put in and I put your one red. To wait a minute and you may be a bad young Casa. Your best. Religious issues near can, and ye giddy, and ye cassette, and yatin be a fast, ye disnia. Ye chill much your one yet your hona ass. There must also be a common sensical one who use Wajia and a fanny media can't wear. Now all can research and support to Wasamon. We understand a babua. Yamiya Duma, inshallah ta'ala, Yabatua issues about Islamic marriage, no. In Kremosuma, what DNA and when she say it, ye better. A quanya faso warrior or incremusum emuo. A bam, your force abayo manowari. You better say issue, no. Incremusum and forcing Pamanowade. Or force Obama no warrior, one young cremusum. In fact, baby, a some number a year Juman or Broport to a better war. Judge, no, sir, by the name, and your one Islamic judge, a friend of Qadhi. The Islamic judge in the big Wadi and a commissioner would be sad. As one a ninja who are one pack. I was so a penisua, yen shano so, with jitum so a pe, a wadian or one a penisua, or per bear mano, and Zania were bear manso yen shano, young for so no so manon quawadi say, Madame Fu, a baba you and ye, may your papa and Timmy was a message, me come me no boom would there be. Rather say thank you from our father lakum in Nisa, Mathna, wa Thulatha, wa Ruba, Surah to Nisa, Grand chapter 4, was he a mother and my and you one, who are a member. And my also also penis one and need you ope. Your cowardly and Cremusma dear moor. You measure features and I said, I was Obanya and San Wawan. So I was a Bemania and San Wawan. I said, dear, that our for me no so, or Beman, and I said, dear, done so our dear mo, or Bana said, dear, done so our dear mo. I feel we are a banker dear phone cream for Emma Panohua. Or my Ghana, a quabatua. The best cream of former Namrantawa, Asumuji, and Cremosum see and Fasumgentina. Whom she said that Tamana Leqa allowed. Cremo Mawad, what need you say, and Tokana Basabas, or say your crib with you Subano was Allah al Afia. The young one, a member, and answer Asumji Baba, Abrabuma, young Suyam Fasumji, and Mobra. The best Ghana and Mabunu, and Titru and Cremo Formeranti and Namrantoa. Mayowa, and a keep fit, political keep fit class are yɛnsi wɔ kwan na mmom yɛsrɛ wo ara asomdwie adweberɛ wo ɛsɛ asomdwie ni hɔ a yɛtie ma wontimi nkɔyɛ sala wontimi nsoma Nyankopɔn nti yɛmfa asomdwie ntena na yɛmmɔ Nyame mpayɛ ɛma yɛ man sɛ Awurade bɛma yɛ asomdwie Otumfo Nyankopɔn tie so firi no ntie mpae bɔ ma yɛ Awurade ma yɛnto aba no wɔ asomdwie mu na yɛnwie wɔ asomdwie mu deɛ ɔsɛ fata no Awurade mfa ma no na ɔman Ghana fa no ntoma pa afira Ghana yɛyɛ no yɛda mo soronko wɔ bibiman mu mekae sɛ mmeammea no bi a yɛkɔsua adeɛ ɛfa nkramosom hɔ arabo man mu na yɛne wɔ mu di nkɔmmɔ ne yɛka no sɛ yɛyɛ man Ghana mu yɛbɔ dwa state functions a sɔfoɔ kristoni sɔfoɔ bɔ mpaeɛ bie yɛbɛpɔ no a kremoni abɔ mpaeɛ ne akulo so na ɔm sɛ what wɔm nti bi da ɔm sɛ awiase ha sɛ ne Ghana yɛ saa deɛ te kristoni bɔ mpaeɛ nkremofoɔ wɔ hɔ yɛwie a na kremoni nso abɔ mpaeɛ kristofoɔ wɔ hɔ ɛtumi bi kɔ traditionalist abɛyɛ wɔ ma deɛ na ɔm sɛ ɔman mu nyinaa te hɔ ne yɛ sɛ ane nso wow manya wo was yɛwɔ man ne bi hɔ ɛnsi saa wɔma ntimi ntena mu Ghana yɛwɔ biribi sɛ yi ɛsɛ sɛ de na kɔmhyɛne te Madina na Jewish community wɔ hɔ nom a wɔne ɛwɔ apam sɛ wɔn bɛtena wɔ asomdwe mu saa na nkramosom aseɛ nti yɛbɛserɛ ma yɛnyɛ nneɔma a bɛsɛ yɛ asomdwe wɔ man yi mu yɛnyi man bi akɔ afei wɔ kura na yɛdi agorɔ asɛm ato yɛyi Côte d'Ivoire bosomi wɔ ya October 31st wɔn ma ɔto aba wa wonim Alasan Ouattara sɛ gyina bio mu nsɛm a ɛwɔ ho Awurade ma ɔmo so wie wɔ asomdwe mu deɛ mepatɛ top ha Burkina Faso November wɔn bɛto aba ɔmo ma kyɛ yɛn ho ahyia na me Togo deɛ wa wonim nneɛma ɛwɔ hɔ for na assembly wɔn ma ɔmo hyɛ dan ne nyɛ no ho sada yɛkɔ dan hɔ nso a ɛpunsuo na ɛda hɔ no mo ti yɛbɔ Nyame mpayɛ yaa no asomdwe ne ɛmma mena wɔ ne yɛ na daba Awurade nso ka kyerɛ wɔ Qur'an mu sɛ inna Allaha la yughayyiru ma biqawmin hatta yughayyiru ma bi anfusihim Qur'an sɛ Awurade wansesa tebea wɔ nipa wɔ mu sɛ sɛ wo ne yɛ na bɛma nsesa yɛ aba ti asomdwe na yɛwɔ mu no ɛnsesa nkɔyɛ ntɔkwa yɛsuban yɛ ne yɛ in this period no ɛna de bɛba yɛda ne yɛ padi ne yɛ ɛne ɛma asomdwe tena yɛ mu asomdwe na bɛtena na yɛ ne yɛ kɔfa ntɔkwa ba ɛde ntɔkwa bɛba Awurade mpengu deɛ nti yɛbɛsrɛ ɛmabu no mmeranteɛ tutu nkramofoɔ mmeranteɛ no a mo na me ne mo kasa yi yɛsrɛ mo ara yɛnkyerɛ su a kyerɛ sɛ yɛasom no ɛnokorɛ ɛpɛ asomdwie na yɛhyia nnipa yɛyɛsom yɛhyia yɛtɔ wɔ assalamu alaikum Nyame asomdwie nka wo yɛnkye ayɛ no yɛ official nti ayɛ a yɛde kyɛ yɛ ano no wohyia nnipa no assalamu alaikum Nyame asomdwie nka wo na adɛn na ɔbɛka kyerɛ sɛ Awurade na asomdwie nka meɛ na wamfa asomdwie nso anhyia meɛ and once na akɔyɛ inconsistent na kyerɛ sɛ yɛnte yɛ soma no ase anaa Awurade ma yɛnte ase dada Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidun Majid اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد سبحان الله وبحمده سبحان الله العظيم سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته
المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم